Power. Power. What does that even mean? We always hear, take back your personal power, step into your personal power. The title of my video for 2026 was When the Power Comes Home. My title for the video for this month, September 2026, is also When the Power Comes Home, because this is the month when it fully lands. So we need to understand what is power. We often think of power as being strong physically and being able to pick up heavy objects or being in positions of power. No, that's not what we're looking at today. We're going to look at how do we step into our personal power and why this month? Why in September? And how are you meant to do that? So let's get going. Right, so decode your month, personal year, wisdom, and oracle insight. September 2026, the current year 2026 adds up to 10. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. So it's 10, 1 and 0 is 1. So we are in a 1 year, which is all about setting your goals, new beginnings, and taking that first step. Being a number 10, it means that we have blessings, spiritual blessings that come with that. Okay. It means we have choices as to how we use it. We have infinite possibilities in how we use it. That makes it more difficult because how are we going to use it? If we have some guidelines, it's easier than when somebody says to you, you have infinite choices, pick one. Not easy, is it? Especially now because we are on a blank slate. There are no blueprints going forward yet. We are making them day by day as a collective. So everything you do makes a difference. So in September, we add 9 to that because September is the 9th month of the year and we get to the number 19. So the energy for September is 19. That is a huge energy. And it's all about power. And we're going to unpack that a little bit as well. 19 also adds up, 1 and 9 also adds up to 10. So we're wanting to take it through this beautiful positive 10 with all its blessings into the 1, which is the root number of both the month and the year. So in September, everybody's personal year number is exactly the same as their personal month number. So if you're in a 5 personal year, you are in a 5 personal month, which means that the September is always the highlight, like um the apex, the top of the mountain that we've been climbing before we start on the downhill run into 2027's energy. So this is the month where you're having a double whammy. If you've got the energy under wraps and you're doing well with it, can be an amazing month, but it is going to highlight for you where you are not quite coping or managing the power of this number completely yet. So it will show up both the good and the unevolved areas of your month and your year energy. So power, I said we're going to unpack the meaning of power. So power is your ability to affect what happens next. Plain and simple. Your ability to affect what happens next. And it just means that you have the ability to make choices, decisions, and to take action. That's going to affect your future and everybody around you. And that's what it is. It's about taking action and affecting the outcome of your next whatever it is that you do or decide or choose. So let's unpack it further. So power must be used for good with the number 19. I'll explain in a minute why. So how do you use power for good? Remember, power, the ability to make something happen. Natural leaders protect the vulnerable and uplift the forgotten. This is the payback for the karma tied into the number 19. That you step into your power, which means you have to have the ability to take that step or that decision, and to protect the vulnerable and uplift the forgotten, speak for those who have no voice, and do everything with compassion. So September calls forth leaders of natural power who use their strength to uplift the voiceless and the forgotten. Now, this is not always just physical strength. It might be, but it's the strength of your convictions, the strength of what you believe. It's the strength of, oh goodness, what else could it be? The strength of the power in your voice, the strength with which you carry over messages, and by stepping into your power and your strengths, how you influence others to do the same as well. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes with that, but I don't want to spend too much time here. So my card for September is number 19 from my Oracle card deck. And while I'm going through that with you, please like and subscribe. So the card looks like this, called Go Big or Go Home. Card number 19. So this card encourages you to recognize the immense strength you carry within. A power that can change the world when applied with humility and without seeking recognition. Very, very important. Number 19 embodies confidence, originality, and leadership, all traits that, when used with integrity, can uplift others, amplify the voices of the unheard, and support those who need it most. It's a number tied to great success, but success with purpose. Success is merely attaining what it is that you set out to do. It doesn't mean it's huge. It doesn't mean it comes with tons of money. It just means that you set a goal and you achieved it. It doesn't have to be a big goal. It can be something very simple and small. It's the many, many little small things that we do that add up in the end. So don't think, oh my goodness, I've got to do something monumental, phenomenal. No, not at all. But you've got to do something to uplift somebody or to send a message that will get the message across that things have to start changing, but you have to take some or other action. The blessing before you now is one of clarity, because one is a mental number. Clarity on what it truly means to lead with integrity. And that's where the 9 comes in. Yes, the 1 can also have integrity, but the 1 can sometimes be a little bit on the selfish side. It can sometimes be a little bit doing things for recognition, maybe a little bit egotistical, but it doesn't have to be. Now, when you bring the 9 in a way that you're not walking all over the number 9, in other words, walking all over humanity to reach your goals, but using your power and your strength, in other words, your ability to take an action to make a difference, for the 9, which is humanity, to uplift them. When you are doing that, then you are making a difference. And so 19 embodies confidence, originality, and leadership. All traits, when used with integrity, can uplift others. Okay, so it's tied to great success, but success with purpose. And if you're in a 1 year, you know, I've been telling you this entire year, you have to set your goals and take that first step. So this is now where it needs to start making a difference. The blessing is one of clarity and what it truly means to lead with integrity. You're gifted with the ability to lead, not through force, but through compassion. wisdom, and mindfulness. This is your opportunity to guide with a heart of service, using your gifts of innovation, courage, and ambition to make a lasting impact on humanity. Your energy is magnetic, your luck is extraordinary, and synchronicities align in your favor. You have the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. But remember, not just for self-gain. Yes, you can benefit yourself in the end, because when you truly help others, you end up helping yourself in the process. But your goal must be to uplift those around you. So action, take the reins and complete your projects with conviction. Step into leadership, whether in business or humanitarian efforts. Use your power, remember, ability to make things happen, to help others rise, and the rewards will be bountiful. Empower others to discover their own potential and lead with courage, compassion, and a vision that transforms. Your ideas will change the world. So I lead with integrity, compassion, and purpose. My strength uplifts others, and my vision creates positive change. I trust my gifts to make a lasting impact on humanity. And this is the secret. This is the magic to it. Your gifts. We all have gifts. They're not all the same, but we all have gifts one way or another that can be used to make the world a better place. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this video and you would not be here right now. So, as I said, 2026 is the beginning of a new cycle. When the power comes home is my video. You can go and listen to that on YouTube or read my blog. And so now in September, as I said, it arrives fully. But September carries a 19 energy, one of the great karmic numbers in numerology. And it brings an extraordinary lesson about power. You may be called to step forward, lead, initiate, break through barriers, or do something you have never had the courage to do before. And the calling is not you're going to sit at home and wait for the phone to ring. No, it's going to just be that still little voice inside that's urging you to take that step and to make a difference. But, and here comes the big warning, be very conscious of what you do with that power, because this is one of those months in which what you set in motion may come back around remarkably quickly. There go the dominoes. Bam. And that's called karma. So the 19 is instant karma, especially now in this day and age. Once you know better, karma is going to smack you. It's not going to leave you alone, and it's going to be fairly instant. So watch this month if things are not going wrong, or you feel as if you are just not able to do what you want to do for whatever reason, then sit back and think, okay, is there a truly good reason for that? And the reason could be what's going on in the world right now. The energies are very topsy-turvy. Or is there something that I'm supposed to be learning from this? Is there something that I'm doing that is preventing me from moving forward? So September isn't asking whether you have power. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Okay, so that is the global year and the global month. It applies to everybody. But you also have personal year and a personal month. And to figure out what your personal month energy is in September 2026, you first need to work out your personal year energy. So to work out your personal year, and it will not be the same as anybody else's around you necessarily, take your day of birth plus your month of birth. So if you're born on the 10th of August, you take 10 plus 8 is 18. And then you go and have a look Where is number 18? Ah, there's number 18. And then if you look to the right, you will see your personal year is a 1. So stop here if you need to. Add your day and month of birth. Find where that number is here and have a look at what your personal year is. And then if you like, you can look below this video and go to the timestamp that says personal year 6. And then it will give you your personal month energy and reading for this year, which is what I'm going to be doing now. But you don't have to listen to all of them from 1 right through to 9. You can just go and find the one that applies to you. So if you are in a 1 personal year in 2026, that means that your personal energies run concurrent with the global energies. Then you are in a 1 month. That means your day and month of birth added to 9, 18, 27, or 36. So the 1 is set your goals, take that first step. And this is where you need that power to take. You have to take that action, that choice. It has to be now. If you don't yet have those goals, set a goal. It doesn't have to be something monumental. It can just be something small that's going to make a difference. And remember, charity starts at home. Okay, so you don't have to look at how you're going to change the world. Look at the people around you. Where are the elderly? Where are the children? Where are those that cannot help themselves for some reason? Where are people that are living alone that don't have help at home? There are hundreds and hundreds of ways in which you can use one of your gifts to make a difference. So let's see what card came up for you. Okay, and the card that came up for you is number 12. Now, this is very interesting because 1 year, 1 month, these are male numbers, pure male, which means yang. They're doing, they're striving, they're driving, and they want to get things done. And they want to win and they want to get there first. So that is why with a 19, we have to be careful that this is not only about self-gain. So that is tempered with a 2. Now, the 2 is the only pure feminine number, which is receptive, intuitive, gentle. It goes with the flow. It takes everybody and everything into consideration. It feels into things. It's kind and it's always looking out for everybody else, sometimes feeling a little bit unseen, unheard, unappreciated. But if you take a male and a female and you put them together, what happens? Then there were 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3, which means that there's something that was created from this. In the case of a mom and a dad, what is created is the child, and the child is the creation. So whenever you use both of these skills and put them together, you are able to create, because the male needs the female to create, or should we say the the um the yang needs the yin. Both of them need to create together, okay? Co-create. And so this is all about creation. So for you, there's something, the 1 loves to innovate. It likes to break through glass ceilings. It likes to make roads where there was only a jungle, and it will take the first step and it will lead along that new road for everybody else to follow. Okay. And so there's something that you need to create that's going to make a difference. And like I said, it doesn't have to be huge. Maybe you're just going to create a beautiful meal for somebody next door who's just come out of hospital. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're going to go into a neighbor's garden, an elderly neighbor's garden, and you are going to spruce it up and make it look all beautiful. You're going to create something beautiful out of the chaos and the mess that was there. It doesn't matter what it is, but just do it. So I'm a powerful co-creator with Source, boldly giving form to the dreams seeded in my soul. Now, when I talk about Source, I'm talking about the original creator of the world, the original almighty power, whatever you want to call it. I sometimes struggle about how to explain this to people who are not used to using the word source. I like to use the word source. I don't like to use the word God because there are many gods. And I don't like to use the word Lord because Lord is a title for a man in a position. And source means it is where it begins. And so for now, that is the word I'm using. And so there we go. You are a co-creator with Source. Get out there, and your power is taking the action to create something. Okay. So if you're a personal year 2, it means that your day and month of birth added to 10, 19, 28, or 37. Just by the way, if it added to 19, then this video is especially relevant to you because that is the number that brings about instant karma. Remember that. And your personal month number is 2. So what is great with the number 19, or the 10, 28, or 37, they all add up to 10 at the end of the day, and 10 adds up to 1. The softening effect of the number 1 is the number 2. The number 2 brings in the balance, the harmony, the gentleness, the ability to just exhale and just wait on divine timing. So this is a 2 month for you. Exhale. Don't keep breathing in because you're going to be pulling your shoulders up under your ears. You're going to get very anxious. You need to exhale. Okay? Take things slowly. Wait for things to come to you. Be receptive. Yes, do what you need to do, but don't push. Okay? So, to also this month, take care of your immune system, which starts in the gut, and also with the skin, because your gut, the skin on the outside of your body goes inside your mouth, down your throat, right through your insides and out the other end. So the skin is very important. And if you're very sensitive, which the 2 can be, it means you allow somebody to get under your skin. And you know what that can do? Can cause huge anxiety, self-doubt, all of those things. And that is not what you want to do now. But where the power of the 2 lies, the 2 is the power behind the throne. It supports others. Okay. It's not a number that is usually exalted or put on a pedestal like the number 1 often is. So it's a number where you need to be quite happy knowing that you're making a difference by supporting. And that is why the 2 for me is one of the most difficult numbers to master. So exhale, do the meditations, and just allow things to happen in divine timing. Go with the flow. So the card that's come up for you is the number 22, which is really interesting because 22, 2 plus 2 actually adds up to 4. So this card actually adds up to 4, which is getting things done, making things tangible, like building something or creating a whole city, something that's tangible and there. And you may feel a little bit like the black sheep. You may feel as if you don't fit in, but you do not want to be a sheep. Okay, you are not meant to fit in this month. Otherwise, this card wouldn't have come up. But The 22, very, very tight gut feeling. It's almost like you've got a rubber band stretched very, very tightly over your solar plexus. And sometimes it feels like it can just snap. So remember, breathing, very important for the number 2 and anybody in a 2 year and a 2 month now. And with this card number 22, it is saying that the anxiety is extremely high. You're feeling like you're not fitting in. You're feeling like you don't know what to do to become one of the sheep, but stop trying to do that. Okay. Picture this. I call the number 22 my Richard Branson number. So picture this. Yes, Richard Branson. He's looking at all the businesses he's created. He's looking at the airports he's created, whatever else he's created. So it started with a dream, with a vision, but the 22 adding up to 4, the 4 says, right, let's make it happen. So your strength this year, this month is lying, it seems to me very much in being a support and getting teams of people together because the twos love to work in teams and groups and making something happen. So I am a sacred bridge between dreams and form, weaving unseen beauty into the world through grace and purpose. So if you're in a personal year 3, that means your day and month of birth added up to 2, 11, 20, 29, or 38, which means that you're a little bit sensitive as well. But your personal month number is also 3. Remember, September, same number for the year, same number for the month. Now, 3 is all about having fun. It's about creating because 3 is the creation created by adding the 1 and the 2 together, the yin and the yang, the male and the female. And then there were 3. And so it creates something new, something different. Okay. And the 3 is very expressive and joyful because the 3 being the number of the innocent child. What does an innocent child do? It plays. It's got no inhibitions. Nobody's yet told them you can't sing, stop singing. It sings. If it's off key, it does not matter. It dances. It doesn't think that there's anything wrong with its dancing. It just dances for the sheer joy of it. It just moves and dances and has fun. It wants to be with its friends. It wants to party. And so if you are in a 3 energy this month, then you take the party into the meeting. So get into all of those gatherings and just be the liquid sunshine, the joy, the bubble in the champagne. That is what you need to be this month. You need to take your exuberance into places where people are feeling a little bit down, you know. So think about how can you liven things up? How can you communicate differently? You know, the 3 is all about communication through singing or talking or writing. Um, but the evolved 3 is also able to read the signs and the symbols that the universe sends it. It may be a certain type of bird that comes and picks at your window and catches your attention. It may be a feather that lands on your bed just from nowhere for no particular reason, but you know what that means. Or you may find that you're having extremely vivid dreams this month as well. And if you are not feeling in the mood to be the bubbly champagne, okay, if you're feeling like flat, all the gas is out, all the whatever it is that makes the bubbles in cool drinks and champagne and things, if you're feeling flat like that, it could be that you haven't yet found what brings you joy, because you cannot be doing something that you love, that brings you joy, and be depressed at the same time. So if you're feeling a little bit depressed and you feel like you're the one who needs cheering up, then switch what you are doing. Change what you are doing. Change your job, change your environment, change something, and choose by going closer to your joy. Okay? And when you are joyful, you are creative. Children don't, well, except for children these days, often sit on their phones all day and play games. But I remember when I was a child, you didn't even want to come in when it got dark. Like there was no shortage of games to play. I remember we used to play, what was it? King spells king. We used to play cops and robbers. We used to play cowboys and Indians. Oh man, we used to play on the jungle gym. We used to climb things. We used to climb trees. We used to do all kinds of things. There was no shortage of activities that brought us joy and had us shouting and singing and playing. So that is what you need to get back to and take that joy into the spaces you're going into. Now, okay. Remember I said that the evolved three, taps into the world of dreams and symbols and creation. Well, and that it loves parties. I didn't say it's a great host or hostess, but it is. And who is our host in this lifetime? Earth. Earth is our host. Earth creates for us so that we can have materials to build with, have food to eat, etc., etc. So this number is 83. There's the 3. And this is creating and hosting. And the 8 is that infinite, unending energy or current or currency. And so joy and love are also currencies just as much as money is. And anything that moves is a current, okay? So we've got all these ley lines beneath the earth. We've got all these grid lines. I know at the moment the grid workers are really working around the clock to help Mother Earth to heal. And because she's hosting us, if she doesn't heal, we can do all the healing as we want as soon as we ground back into the earth, which we must. We can't float around in energy bubbles out there while we are incarnated in a physical body. So as soon as we ground back into earth, we ground back into the energies of Mother Earth who is hosting us. And then a lot of that good work gets completely undone. So we need to heal Mother Earth. And this is everything to do with the geopathic stuff. And so geopathic intuition, use your intuition. And there are many things that fit into this. One of the things that just comes to mind is feng shui and a whole host of other things. And intuition, you can use muscle testing, you can use what is this called again? Pendulums, you can use dowsing rods, or you can just feel it in your gut because that's where you feel the intuition. So I trust my intuition and my innate ability to tune into the subtle energies of life, the body, and the environment, guiding me with clarity and wisdom. So yes, the geopathic stuff or the energies on Earth, whether it's above the Earth crust, below the Earth crust, or whatever, those energies affect our health as well, one way or another. And so that is where your gift lies in this month. So if you're in a personal year 4, that means that your day and month of birth added to 3, 12, 21, 30, or 39. So that means that you are inherently creative, absolutely, and you should be quite a positive and upbeat person. Otherwise, you're in the negative of these numbers here. But your personal year 4, personal month 4, the 4-year and month is a month of spiritual tests. I always say it's your exam year. So if you've prepared for your exam, you can get 100%. and you can really ace it and feel like just so good about it, okay? But when you write exams, exams have a way of showing you what areas you haven't yet mastered, what you need to go and relearn and rewrite to bring those marks up. So the 4 is about being slow and steady to get to the end point, whatever it is. Patience, patience, patience. Oh my word, I can just feel it this month. Like with your day and month of birth adding up to these numbers, these 4s are going to be going like, just want to get this over, want to get this done, and might even want to take shortcuts, but you can't take shortcuts with a 4. You have to start at A through B through C, or 1, 2, 3. You cannot miss a step. Slow and steady wins the race. That is how the tortoise beat the hare. And this is about setting firm foundations for your future. So you may be building a business where this is the year where you've actually had to tighten your belt, watch your spending, and make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row. What is the other saying? Oh, you've got a clean house, get all your ducks in a row, okay? And this is being totally honest, above board, hard work. So if you feel as if you've been working forever, just stick it out a little bit longer. Next year, you're going to a 5-year, which is a very different energy. So keep building what you're building. Keep renovating whatever you're renovating, redoing your websites, building your websites, building your home, renovating your home, building on an office to work from home, planting food. Our farmers fit very much into this 4 because they cannot get creative about when to plant and when to harvest. There is a set way of going about things. And it's the same with laying foundations for a house. They have to be firm. You can't start with the roof. You have to start with the foundations. So make sure that your foundations are absolutely solid. And the card that's come up is 29. So this is very interesting because 29 is the inspired earth angel. So maybe there's a reason that you've been laying these foundations. Maybe there's something that actually inspiring you that you want to do, something like really good that's going to make you feel amazing, but you've had some slog to go through. I know in my business, I had to go through building websites. I had to go through setting up systems, especially when we switched to working online with the lockdown. I had to suddenly switch to online, and it was blood, sweat, and tears to get the new systems sorted. And how do I use Zoom? And how am I going to do this? And how am I going to do that? And it was just, I had to take a deep breath because remember, the 2 is always about breath. Take a deep breath, okay? And just let things go and step into a new way of doing things and lay those foundations. So I am a living beacon of light, aligned with my soul's true purpose, guided by intuition. That's the 2. I attract those who uplift my spirit. So you will attract the right people towards you if you are in a good space. I embrace my sacred mission, radiating wisdom and compassion in every step. So the reason why you're doing all of this hard work and watching every cent that you spend is because you have something much bigger in mind. Okay? A sacred mission. But even sacred missions have the slog and the preparation and the finances and things that have to be sorted out. So make things happen. Get everything sorted, and there might be something that you want to build or make, because the 4 is also about bringing something into form. So it could be that you've got something on your mind, you've got this angelic word that you want to spread, or something like that will inspire other people that you want to make, and you're going to be doing that this month as well. So there are many ways in which this can play out. This video is not enough time to go through all the possibilities. So if you're in a personal year 5, you are also in a personal month 5, and that means that your day and month of birth added up to 4, 13, 22, 31, or 40, which means that by nature you are quite hardworking, usually, unless you're in the negative of these numbers. But you like to get things done, you like to tick the boxes, you like to stay within the laws and within the rules, and you like to do things one step at a time. You like to be on time, you like others to be on time, and you like to get things done. But being in a 5-year and being in a 5-month, now you've got all of these ideas swimming around in your head. And now you have to take them and make them into something solid. So the 5s often are the people that are doing the marketing, they're connecting the dots. So you may suddenly come up with a product that you see, oh, if I take that over there and that over there, and I mix it with something that I learned over there, then there's something that I can really make a difference with. Because a 5 wants to make a difference by making things new, exciting, and different. So it does want to make a difference. The 5 is also usually the number that's the jack of all trades, master of most. So they've got a very wide variety of things that they can do. Hurry. You are going to have itchy feet this month. The 5 is restless. It wants to be on the move. You may find you're having trouble sleeping in September now, and that is because your mind is too full of too many things. So you need to prioritize. I always say with a 5, pick 2 things, not 100. One that fills the soul and one that fills the pocket. So the 5 has got a lot of stuff on the go. Learn to prioritize, but get out there. If there's anything that you need to get out there, whether it is messages, whether it is emails, whether it's product, get it out there now and make a difference. You may just have something that people really need that you are sitting on that could be an amazing business opportunity, but because you're afraid of your power, which means your ability to make things happen, you may not be stepping into it. So there we go. The 5 can be a little bit wild sometimes. It can be a little bit out of balance sometimes. So keep things balanced. Have a look at all the different areas in your life and make sure that you're covering all of them. And one of them has to be sleep and rest. Okay. Right. Let's see what card came up for you. Also, the same as personal year 4 and month 4, also the Earth Angel. But being in 5s, it gives a little bit of a different spin to this. So, inspiration. The 5 says, I get my inspiration from above and I bring it down to earth. That is the 5. So you are bringing in this inspiration, okay? It'll come in the form of ideas. And when your vessel is clear and ready and open, they will just drop in, okay? So have a look at what ideas you've got swimming around there and know that you may just be the earth angel that has been inspired to make those things happen. And so the 2 says, focus on the detail, and the 9 says, do everything with compassion. Let things go that are no longer serving you. and do it with compassion. Let any judgment of others, just let it go, okay? Focus on what's coming in through the number 5 and what is inspiring you, and just get moving on that. So I am a living beacon of light aligned with my soul's true purpose. Guided by intuition, I attract those who uplift my spirit. I embrace my sacred mission, radiating wisdom and compassion in every step. So get enough sleep, because wherever you've got 2s and 5s together, there is bigger potential for things to go out of balance, because the 2 is that polarity and the 5 is that pendulum that swings from one extreme to the next. And because this is a year where you need to step into your personal power and make things happen, one of the extremes of the 5 is fear. And so just feel that fear, but do it anyway. Just say boo to the boogeyman, and you will realize maybe there was nothing to fear at all. And so just break that fear, and you may find that you are actually enjoying it and feeling freer than you've ever felt before, because the 5 is all about freedom. Okay? Freedom, freedom, freedom. That's what it wants. So travel, get out and about. You've got things to do, places to go, people to meet. Keep it all in balance and be that inspiring earth angel as you go about meeting these people. Personal year 6, then you are also in a personal month 6. And that means your day and month of birth adds up to 5, 14, 23, 32, or 41. And so the 6 may be a little bit difficult for you, because the 6 is all about responsibility, okay? Responsibility and boundaries. And the 5 wants none of those. 14 also adds up to 5. 1 and 4 is 5. 23 adds up to 5. 32 adds up to 5, and so does 41. And so your inner self is somebody who wants freedom and movement and doesn't particularly want to pay too much attention to morals and values and rights and wrongs. And the 6 is just like such a stickler for that. The 6 is like very high on morals. I'm full of 6s in my chart, and one of my sisters used to always call me Miss Goody Two Shoes, Miss Holier Than Thou. So your 6s may actually be totally annoying your inner self this year, because for some reason you've been called on to be responsible, to be of service, probably within your family. Maybe you've got elderly parents or grandparents that you've got to take care of. Maybe it's a sister or brother that's passed away and you've ended up with their children. I know that's happened a lot of times. Or you've got family that have lost their jobs and now they've had to move in with you. And now suddenly you've got a house full of people, and you are in this nurturing, mothering mode all the time, taking care of everybody and forgetting about yourself. Or you're giving too much of yourself and you are losing yourself, which means you have to put up those boundaries. So this is the month where you need to really have a look. Am I teaching someone to fish, or am I going fishing every single day and bringing them a fish home every single day? No. If people are really down and out and you can afford it, buy them a fishing rod. Then teach them to fish. And then if they go hungry, that is not on you, okay? 6 is the teacher, it's the nurse, it's the mother, it is the person that takes care of everybody. It could be the farmer that's taking care of the animals and producing food and crops and things. It could be the mechanic down the road who takes care of the family cars and family vehicles. So there's a lot of use for this, and the six loves cooking. So if you enjoy cooking, that could be your gift this month. If you are very caring without doing too much and forgetting about yourself, maybe there's an elderly person that you can go and read a book to, or bake something if you like cooking and take it to the I don't know. I'm trying so hard not to make you think as if I'm giving you like very specific things to do. So I'm trying so hard to keep it general that I sometimes don't always know what to say. Let's look at the card. Okay, so this card is number 30, which is all about imagineering. Ah, my word. And the sixes make very good engineers because the sixes are holistic. They think with both sides of their brain. So your brain should be integrating quite well. And so you'll be both responsible as well as very creative. So go about imagineering what it is that can be of benefit or be of service. Um, get really creative and just have fun with it and get other people also having fun with it. So pull them all in, pull all the kids in and get them helping with the baking or with the cooking. See how you can make it all a fun activity just to bring down that level of seriousness and that heavy responsibility that the six feels. So bring in a little bit of playfulness and creativity into that. So I embrace the limitless power of my imagination. Remember, power is the ability to make things happen of my imagination, allowing it to soar freely to new heights. I'm a creative and strategic visionary, and I trust the universe to help me manifest my boldest dreams. Okay. So if you're in a personal year 7, then your personal month number is also 7. That means that your day and month of birth added to 6, 15, 24, 33, or 42. So by nature, you are a very helpful and giving person, probably giving too much of yourself. And so this is your year of rest. This is my year, guys, as well. So my day and month of birth adds to 15. Um, So the 6 is a difficult number for me because the 1 and the 5 want the freedom and they want to be out and about. But the 6, the responsibility keeps pulling them back. So the 7 this year says, okay, this is the year of rest. This is the year of recharging your batteries. And if you'd seen me at the beginning of this year, I would have asked you, when are you taking leave? And I would have told you, take your leave in September and go somewhere. I always just use the analogy, if you can afford to go and sit on a deserted island with a book or your computer so that you can just sit and do analysis of your business. What's working? What isn't working? Where am I in life? What is my dream? What is my passion? What is my purpose? This is inner searching. This is inner work that you are doing. It's self-reflection that you are doing, and you need a lot of rest because your brain is analyzing over analyzing, and you may even have got to the point where you are in analysis paralysis. So you need to just take time to recharge those batteries because from October onwards, you're moving into a very, very strong space. And next year, you're going into an 8 year, which means your business is moving to new heights and you are at your top strength next year, but you need to be rested. Okay, you need to be rested. So the card that has come up for you is very interesting, number 55, which is all about sensuality. Now, the sevens love nature, and nature is full of sensual things, flowers, and rain on the skin and all kinds of things. So sensuality is feeling it in the body, which is great because the seven is all about the power of the mind. You're thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing, and you need to get out into nature. The seven is a little bit of a lone wolf, so don't look for crowds of people. Just go out on your own somewhere, obviously in a safe place, but just get out there somewhere near water, somewhere near tall trees, and just feel the wind on your skin, feel the rain on your skin, feel what it feels like to have that warm sand under your bare feet, and just um, be aware of your body and the pleasures that you can take in through your five senses. Go and make a beautiful meal to eat. Go and make, oh, if it was me, I would go straight for the chocolate mousse. But anyway, there we go. So whatever it is that tantalizes the senses, um, beautiful smells, you know, yes, in South Africa, it's spring at the moment, so we do this month have some amazingly beautiful smells that are wafting through the air. Okay, and I forgot to put that in there, so I'm going to read to you from here. Um, that I forgot is the affirmation. I put it with all the others, but I forgot. I awaken to the full beauty of my senses, embracing pleasures and connection in every moment. I indulge in life's sensual flow, feeling, tasting, and experiencing all with deep passion. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if you're in a personal year 8, and the personal month number is also 8. That means you were born on the 7th, the 16th, 25th. Oh, no, not born on the 7th or the 16th. I'm so sorry. It means your day and month of birth add up to 7, 16, 25, 34, or 43, which means that you probably by nature quite, maybe a little bit introverted, deep thinking, analytical, um, maybe struggle a little bit or a lot if you've got the 16 with trust and self-trust and so on. Maybe you don't always trust yourself to make the best decisions, but this has been a very strong year. But the 8 is also that thing of what goes around comes around. So be very aware now with the 19 global energy that 8 brings karma back very quickly. But karma is not always negative. Karma just means action. So if you've been putting positive actions out there, then you are in credit and you have positive things that need to return to you, which can be really awesome this month. But if this month is difficult, it might be that the actions that you have taken maybe that there's still a bit of payback for that. And remember, with a 19-month energy globally, that payback will come very swiftly, but nothing to be afraid of. The 8 is simply to be the authority. It does not like authority. It likes to be the authority, and it likes, what is that word? Um, uh, it likes to be sovereign. So you are in a very good place to make some good and solid business decisions and to make a difference in the business world in some way. That might be exactly where you're making the biggest difference in this month of taking back your power. The 8 is powerful, not as powerful as the number 1, but strong in a different way, in that they've got extremely good judgment. Okay, very good judgment of people, of situations, of business opportunities, and so see in which way you can help. One of the simplest ways you can help if you've got strong eights in your chart is by having your own business so that you can actually supply work to other people. Because when you supply work to somebody, when you've got somebody working for you in your company, you're actually supporting their whole family. So if you are a business owner, have a look at that. Have a look if anybody needs a little bit of an extra hand or a little bit of an extra help or something of some sort. Let's see what your card is. 36. All right. So 36 is all about energy. 36 adds up to 9. 369 is energy. And Nikola Tesla said, if you understand the secrets of the 3, 6, and 9, you understand all the secrets of the universe. Now, 3, 6, and 9 are all portals to higher places, higher realms, higher ways of thinking. And it's also linked to the arts. So if you have extra money or anything this month, because traditionally businesses give a tenth to, well, they always used to say you need to tithe a tenth to the church, but it doesn't have to be to the church. It's not what I'm saying, right? Just give a tenth of it away, because the 8 needs to always give something away so that they don't go into the fearful side of the 8, which is a fear of not having enough or a feeling of lack. But when you realize I can give 10% away and I've still got enough to live on. So maybe what you need to be supporting is the arts. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but you may be needing to support the arts. Or maybe with the energy in that, maybe you want to buy solar panels for somebody you know who cannot afford to pay electricity or something. I don't know what it is. And once again, I've forgotten to put in the affirmation here. Seems like from number 7 onwards, I forgot to do that. But no worries, you get very special extra treatment because I'm now going to read it to you from the book here. And so number 8 is actually executive business calling. So this is executive business that you are busy with now. And number 36 is this energy in motion. So I'm being actually prompted to read more than just the affirmation. So let me just muscle check quickly what paragraph I'm being called to read. This one. The blessing available to you now is a boundless reservoir of creativity, intellect, and energy. Your mind is sharp, open, and innovative. You are both playful and profound, expressive and insightful. You possess the gift of turning thoughts into reality, of uplifting those around you, whether through technology, the arts, or healing. Your ability to move energy in positive, transformative ways is a powerful tool that can serve humanity, the environment, and every living being. The world needs your spark. And the affirmation is, I am a living vessel of infinite energy, creativity, and love, boldly shaping a brighter world. I am pure, high vibrational source energy in motion. Oh, my word. How amazing is this for your 8-year and your 8 months? So make good use of this, okay? So if you're in a personal year 9, your personal month number is also 9. And the 9 is about endings, healing, letting go, not holding on to anything that is not going to serve you going forward, because next year you're going to enter a very strong year of new beginnings. So the 9 says I need to let go of judgment, not only against others, but towards myself as well. You know, all of those, I should have done this, I could have done this, why didn't I do that? No, let it go. Okay? All right. Everything that you have been through has taught you something or brought you into contact with someone that you wouldn't have known or forced you to learn something that you didn't know from the beginning. So it's never, ever in vain. So the 9 can be quite dramatic, okay? So you may find yourself being a little bit of a drama queen this month. So put that into good positive use, you know? We'll see now what card came up for you. So if your day and month of birth adds to 8, 17, 26, or 35, then you're in a personal year 9. But it does also mean that you are probably quite a strong business person. And so the 9 also is about service to the community, helping others. So maybe you have some funding that you want to put into the community or into a community project. The 9 is also a very strong leader, but the 9 leads with compassion. The 9 has got another side to it as well, where it can literally go to war and like really just get so angry that it just wants to take everybody out. But you can't do that. Focus your energy on putting something meaningful into place. So anything that you haven't got rid of in your house that you don't need anymore, get rid of that. So that in itself could already be an amazing project for this month, is to go and look at everything you don't need, whether it's food items that you haven't used, you know, maybe boxes or tins that you haven't used that haven't gone off or anything, and that you have clothes or household stuff or extra furniture, and there may be people that have lost everything they have. And so by cleaning out your home, you could actually be blessing somebody else. So that could be how your power comes home, is that you have the ability to do something to bring about change in that way. Let's see what card came up. Card number 77. Okay, so this is spirituality, philosophy, and faith. So maybe with the clearing out that you're doing, you are wanting to help others, to uplift others. Maybe you'll be able to speak words of wisdom into their lives while you are taking them things that you no longer need. Um, but the 77 is all about wisdom, knowledge, spirituality. Okay. Very, very wise person. And the 9 is a highly evolved number. So you might find this month that you've just got all of this wisdom coming through, and that you're able to speak it into other people's lives by being in contact with them because you're doing something to be of service and you can help them in some way. So I embrace the wisdom gained from life's challenges, knowing each painful experience deepens my journey towards truth and enlightenment. Just give me a second. Yesterday I restarted the video. Sorry, I restarted recording the video a couple of times because I started coughing. At least now I've got more or less to the end of number 9. So sorry about that, guys. So yeah, 77, very intelligent, and able to connect to source energy. And so ask source, what is it that you are wanting me to do in the community? How can I help others? So if you want to get your own numerology cards or purchase one of my books, you can go to janetsnumerology.com. If you want to book a numerology reading or study numerology with me, there's my website. So breathe it in, trust your rhythm, and return next month.